Hi there, I'm Brian Cunningham and I'm delighted to be here with you today to talk to you about some of the things I've learned in my now 77 years. To tell you three things that have guided my life over my adult life period is to always try and have somebody to love, to have something to do, and to have something to look forward to. And I'd like to relate this to an actual event that occurred on February 14th, 1972, which was called the Valentine's Day Massacre in my company. I had started this company in 1969 in the days of data entry when there were 500,000 people sitting at keyboards, keying in information, translating data they saw, numbers and alphabetic characters, into keystrokes. And it seemed to me to be an awfully great waste of time to do that when I thought technology might be able to do it in a better way. So I thought to begin with we could make a better key entry system. That transformed itself into an optical character reader, and I found to finance such a company and to get the marketing, I found a large company, a Fortune 500 company, that would in fact take this on because they had marketing, manufacturing capability. I thought these would be my ideal partners. In any event, I did this. I grew the company for myself and interviewed and brought to bear 180 people over the next couple of years when the company walked away from me. The Fortune 500 company left me stranded, and I had to cut the company from 180 people back to 40 people in one day. It was hard to plan it, worse to execute it, and the day after it was a cavern of emptiness that I was in. But I did have a good wife with 6 good children at home. I had somebody to love, therefore. I had something to plan for because I still believed in optical character reading. I thought we could make it go. And then I had something to do, make it work. Okay? So 3 things. Something to do, someone to love, and something to look forward to. We made it happen over the next 20 years. We grew the company to 1,000 people. Many of the 140 we let go rejoined us. We were on 5 continents. We were 12 years privately, 8 years publicly, and we had to live the American dream. And that's the story I'd like to bring to you. 3 things. Someone to love, something to do, and something to look forward to. I would like to know how I could help all the people who I've seen around the world in much greater need than I am. 3 million people will die next year because they simply don't have potable water. That's a terrible thing. 1.5 billion people will not have electricity. The new head of the World Bank, Dr. Kim, has said he wants to eradicate poverty. How can you eradicate poverty if you don't have electricity? Well, I have a device which can do this using ocean wave energy to create waves which will create electricity. So I have these things in the pipeline. I have 4 major projects I'm still working on. I expect to work the last day of my life at least 8 hours, and I hope that I can do that because I look at life as a test, life as a treasure, and life as a temporary period in which one is. I believe in God. I believe in family. I believe in having something to do. I believe in something to plan. I think about life and what it means and what we could all be doing together to make it a better planet to live on. I dream of having that happen, effecting it. The devil is always in the doing. The usual path is to create an idea, an executive summary, a business plan, and then find people to sell it to who are able to implement it. And that's what I'm doing now on 4 projects. The obstacles are really two, in large part. They're the power and greed of man that prevents it from happening. By telling them you can make them more money, and then they will do it. Some people are driven by greed, and we should accept that fact. But if you can get to their greedy point, you can get the others covered. Knowledge, experience, commitment. I would stick with that. A track record of having accomplished what I thought I could, given what I know now. And I'd also like to encourage some of the 70 million seniors who are sitting on couches now saying they did their thing, but in fact who have learned a lot along the way, and ask them to come join me in helping to stimulate entrepreneurship in the United States, because we are creators. We are not good manufacturers. We are terrific creators, and we should focus on that and education. And I believe some of these seniors who are on the benches, on the couches now, could help do that because they're so full of experience. Making them believe that they can make a difference, which is organization. Develop an organization that they can work in and feel they're not going to come out for 40 hours a week or anything like that, but if we can get 10 or 12 hours a week out of them, we are lucky people. I've asked many people many times, how much more do you know now than you didn't know 10 years ago? Each one answers a lot more in their own way. Well, why don't we take advantage of that? We write them off. I was on the eastern shore of Maryland last week, and I met a whole lot of retired executives who were doing nothing at home. When I ask them what they're doing, they will say nothing. Well, that doesn't make sense to me. If you believe life is a test, life is a treasure, and life is temporary, let's get moving. Taking some features that nature and or man has created or provides us with and putting them together in a unique fashion to create quality, innovation, and value. Q, I, and or V. Oh, thank you very much, everybody, for listening. If you want to call me, I'd love to hear from you, because we've got to get up and get moving. We can do this. It's not that hard, okay? But we have to get to work on it.